The Tower of Babel. When ambition leaves God out. Have you ever worked so hard for something, only to realize you were moving fast but going nowhere? Have you ever achieved a goal and still felt confused, empty, or lost? Today's Bible story explains why that happens. This is the story of the Tower of Babel, a powerful reminder that human ambition without God always ends in confusion. Welcome back to the channel. Here we share Bible stories with real-life meaning. Stories that speak to your everyday life, your dreams, and your struggles. Today's story is found in Genesis chapter 11, and it speaks to students, professionals, dreamers, builders, and leaders alike. Let's begin. The story of Babel. After the flood of Noah, people multiplied on the earth. They all spoke the same language and lived in one place. One day they said to one another, "Let us build a city with a tower that reaches the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves." Notice that sentence carefully. They did not say, "Let us honor God. Let us follow God. Let us ask God." They said, "Let us make a name for ourselves." God saw what they were doing, so he confused their language. People could no longer understand one another. The work stopped. The tower was left unfinished. The place was called Babel, meaning confusion. What the story is really about, this story is not about bricks or towers. It is about pride. The people were united. They were talented. They were ambitious. But they removed God from the plan. God was not angry because they were building. God was concerned because they were replacing him. When success becomes about self-glory instead of God's glory, confusion follows. Message for ages. If you are young, Babel may look like this: trying to be popular at all costs, chasing likes, attention, and approval, comparing yourself to others constantly. You start asking, do they notice me? Am I good enough? Why is everyone ahead of me? And slowly confusion enters. God wants you to know, you don't need to build a name. You already have value. Your identity comes from God, not from people's opinions. Message for ages. If you are an adult, Babel looks different. It looks like endless hustling with no peace, building careers but losing family, chasing money while neglecting faith. You may be successful on the outside but tired, anxious, and confused on the inside. Ambition is not wrong, but ambition without God becomes pressure. God is not against your progress. He just doesn't want your success to replace him. Why God confused the language? God did not confuse them to punish them. He confused them to protect them. If they continued without him, pride would grow. Dependence on God would disappear. Human strength would replace divine guidance. Sometimes confusion is not a curse, it is a warning. Proverb reflection. The Bible gives us wisdom that prevents confusion. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will succeed." Notice, it doesn't say stop planning, it says include God. When God leads, vision becomes clear, effort becomes peaceful, purpose replaces pressure. Final encouragement before you build: invite God. Before you chase success, seek God. Before you try to make a name, remember who named you. A life built with God may take longer, but it will never collapse in confusion.